Hey, Charity.
Hey, Sarah.
You know what time it is?
Yeah, it's about 3:30.
Oh, okay. But you know what other else time it is?
I think it's time to pick our topic today.
All right. Well, let's see what we got today.
Okay.
The suspense.
I know. I'm trying to get way down to the bottom here. Okay.
All right. Here we go. The moment of truth.
Ooh, this is fun. What are simple things that easily excite you?
Ooh, simple little things. All I want are simple little things.
Now on with the show. Hi everyone, I'm Charity.
And I'm Sarah.
And welcome to Bobbleheads on the Dash. So super excited to bring you another episode, and let's just kind of get some housekeeping out the way. So if our listeners haven't heard any of our other episodes yet, or maybe they just stumbled across us because an algorithm's gonna algorithm, where can they find more of our sisterly shenanigans?
Ooh, sisterly shenanigans. So with that bit of alliteration, well, I'm assuming you're listening on YouTube right now, so congratulations, you have made it to
You found us!
You're on the We Harmon Sisters channel on YouTube, and of course, like and subscribe and notification bells, all that protocol.
You know what to do.
You know what to do. But of course, if you want to check us out on the other platforms, we are available on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, all under We Harmon Sisters. So you can't miss us. And also, we are on the shirt.
That's true. So in case you didn't know,
we're a walking billboard here. So
we're doing this to help you.
Yeah. Let us help you, help us, help you. So.
Okay, so as you saw, today's topic I'm super excited about. It's things that easily excite us, which, you know, I feel like in today's world, like, you just need to grab the joy where you can, because sometimes it's very few and far between.
Yeah.
So if there's like things that are just random, you know, you might see something that's got puppies or kittens on it, like, be proud of the fact that you're easily excited about puppies and kittens.
Yeah. I think, and me personally, I guess even since I was a kid, I've always been easily excited and amused about things. So I'm a simple person, you know. so something with art or history or comedy, I'm pretty golden.
So I'm going to start it off. So something that easily excites me is things that I can get for free. Like if I can get a free pen, or like sometimes, you know, you go to maybe a career fair or something and they're handing out stickers or whatever, and you might get a little tote bag or a little pin or something. Oh, yeah. I'm all about that stuff.
You know, I should have brought some pins, and I still have a few pins that I've kept from some events.
I have one thing that I actually use fairly often. Shout out to Tallgrass Film Festival. So this, I guess technically it's not free because we had to make a documentary and submit it and then be accepted. But when that happens...
But aside from that...
when that happens, you usually get like a free tote bag or something that's got some goodies in it that promotes different businesses around town. Mm-hmm. So this is a bottle opener. I don't even know. I gotta do the makeup tutorial. We'll get some footage of it later. But this is a little bottle opener. It says Stubbornly Independent. And I use this all the time. I don't drink, but there's other things that I need to open.
There are other beverages of the carbonated variety that still needs a bottle opener.
I also use this to open a small pickle jar too, because you got to get that little pop.
Yeah, very tiny pickle jars that fit right in the groove.
Yeah.
There.
So anyway, thank you, Tallgrass, and I love the Stubbornly. I have a Stubbornly Independent T-shirt, which I think was also a freebie from 2021.
So I think that's
But I know it like represents the film festival, but I feel like that also represents me. So I'm all about it. Anything that says Stubbornly Independent. So Tallgrass, if you want to give me some more free merch, I will definitely support it.
The Stubbornly Independent Sisters. We'll change our branding a little bit.
Yeah, we Stubbornly Independent Harmon Sisters. Yeah, we might need a bigger T-shirt for that. Okay, so here's something else to get into the meat, because I'm sure you can see all of our random things here, which we'll get into. So something that easily excites me is probably something that maybe I couldn't have gotten when I was a kid. So I think everyone's experienced this at some point. You know, you're a little kid in the store, and you're like, "Hey, Mom, can I get this stuffed animal?" And then, you know, Mom says, "We've got stuffed animals at home," right? or whatever the case may be. And so not to throw my parents under the bus. Parents are great, you know, in case mom's watching.
Yeah. Usually they don't unless we sit them down and be like, watch this. So
that's true. But, you know, I feel like when you buy those little trinkets and those little things that kind of easily excite you, you might be healing your inner child because it's like, oh, well, I've got adult money now. And if I want to buy a little honey bear from the spice merchant because it's cute and I need honey for my tea and it's locally sourced, yes, I'm going to get a little honey bear because why wouldn't you want one?
Well, and then, I mean, having the big ones are cute, but it's just, there's just something about having them in miniature.
They just like,
really,
they just fit in your little pocket. Don't you just want to just squish them?
Little pocket honeys or something.
For my pocket tea that I don't have right now. But also, like, you know, I feel like when I'm buying stuff at the store, you know, there's always a sale. It's like, oh, you can get 5 jugs of milk or 10 boxes of cereal. You know how long it would take me to go through 5 jugs of milk when you do like the 5 buy 5 for 5 sale or whatever?
Why do that? We can get milk in little bears like that.
But like, you know, I want sales for single people. Can we start doing that? Let's do a side tangent. Let me get on my, well, you see I have a little box here because Sarah's bobblehead is taller than mine. Charity is getting on her soapbox. Here's my soapbox. I would like for stores to start doing sales for like, if you have maybe single people or if you have a small family or maybe it's just you and a roommate or something.
Single serve.
Yeah, because it's going to take me forever to go through, you know, milk or whatever. And like, it's going to spoil by the time, unless I'm like shoveling down cereal, it's going to take a long time for me to get through it. But if you're like, hey, let's just do a simple buy one, get one free, which that's a common phrase, but it's not usually a sale that I see often as far as groceries go.
Yeah,
let's do that.
For groceries, yeah.
Anyway, I won't get off my soapbox because Sarah's taller than me, but this is Charity getting off the soapbox of groceries. All right, so Sarah, tell me something that easily excites you as I reposition myself here.
Well, since you were starting out rather small, I'm assuming we're going to start small and then work our way
up to the large thing. So we're going to go inward and then out.
Okay, so I brought in my keys, my
car
keys.
easily excites me too because it gets me from here to there.
But not only the keys, but the keychain. Now, it might be kind of hard to see. It's very small.
Now, remember, you got to do the makeup tutorial.
Is that actually, you know what? I've actually never done that before.
And we're not filming on the phone, so it doesn't matter.
It's not going to work too well.
We're too far from the lens.
But it's a little keychain that says Sara on it. And I believe I bought this when I was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old.
Which is hilarious that you still have that. Wait, where did you get that? Was that at Walgreens?
If I remember right, Kmart.
Shout out to Kmart. Moda silence for Kmart.
Yeah, R.I.P. Kmart. I believe they're still around like Australia and stuff. I don't know how many is left in the United States.
Okay, so next time we go to Australia, Kmart, we're hitting you up.
But Sara is a very common name, obviously, but I seldom see it spelled without the H. So, and it's become a little bit more acceptable now. It's taken a few decades. We were just at Kmart walking by, and there was a section full of keychains with various names on it, and I saw Sara without an H, and I got so excited. It probably cost me a whopping like 75 cents, which is like life savings for like a little kid. But I had told my parents, I was like, hey, can I buy this or can you buy it for me? And yeah, I want to say about 7, 8. I was still single digit. And I've had that ever since. And so I always transfer it from, various keys that I get. And so I've had this. So on top of the simple thrill of seeing my name, I think it's just the fact that I've liked it so much. I've had this for the majority of my existence.
Meanwhile, there's people like me who never sees their name on souvenir items at all. Yeah. And you would think, with the name Charity, you would see it in like Christian themed stores or like, religion, like nothing at all. Like I would have to get a Sharpie and write my name and make my own keychain.
Yeah.
Never. I know, was that 2018, I think, when Coke did
like the customized
their rebrand where it's like share a Coke with a friend, and they had all these Coke bottles with different names on it. I would see the weirdest names and I'm like, okay, how can you fit like a 27-letter name on a bottle of soda, but you can't have mine? Which is fine because I don't drink soda anyway, but if I did,
it's the principle of the thing.
If I drank soda, I would definitely want one with my name on it. That's all I'm saying. Was that another soapbox? Charity went back on her soapbox. This might have to be a regular thing.
Soapbox. We need to get you an actual
Yeah, then maybe I might be the same height. Oh, look at this really quick. Look at this. Can we talk about, and this was made by the same artist, but for some reason, even your pedestal's like chunkier. Anyway.
Yeah, I do like to put myself on a high pedestal. So.
Oh, you're welcome. Set you up for that.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Okay, so.
Oh, that's right. You did another thing. Okay, so for your 2, I'll do one more.
Okay.
Okay, so I have in my possession my cellular device.
Cell phones are something that makes me easily excited too.
What's really cool about this, like I said, which we're talking about not able to see her name and everything, it is great that we're in the age of customizing, because I feel like that wasn't, I mean, I think it's always been around, but now you can kind of do it with a little
I think it's more easily accessible.
Yes.
Like I can go online and go on Etsy and find something and request my name to be put on it.
Yeah, exactly. So, so we got a new phone for Christmas. Well overdue. But what's also kind of cool is that you can also customize the cell phone cover. So again, there might be a glare in the light, but we'll talk about this in another episode, but I'm a big fan of not only double acts, but British double acts. So this is a random customized cover.
British double acts from the 70s.
70s and 80s, and yeah. So this is a a duo called Cannon and Ball. It's Tommy Cannon and Bobby Ball. and they were a really big duo back in the day, but it's just cool to have just
Tommy
like
Cannon's
that.
still active on Twitter if you want to go follow him.
He is, on multiple platforms.
Okay.
So, and what's cool
is he on the gram, as the kids say?
All the kids say that. He is actually, and what's pretty cool is that he follows me too. So that's kind of cool to have like a celebrity.
We'll have to tag him in this segment so he can see your phone.
Yeah, as well as some other cool stuff. So Tommy, if you can see this,
you're on your phone.
I carry you everywhere,
and that's not creepy at all.
That's not creepy at all. So even just like I said, the cool thing you can customize stuff on your phone. That's a simple thrill too, because you get to see it all the time. So it's a lot of fun. Okay,
so for those who have been following us for at least a year-ish or so, you may have seen our on-location videos. And if you don't know what those are, Sarah and I, and sometimes our younger sister,
we go on location.
We go on location. We go around town and just kind of showcase some of the really cool things that our city has to offer. So last summer, we got to see the Wienermobile. Oh, so exciting. But this leads up to something that I love. I love stickers. And we'll talk a little more about stickers, but this was one of the stickers we got that says, I saw it, that we got to see the Wienermobile in person and take lots of pictures. But then before we left, they gave us a little whistle.
Little whistles.
How exciting is that? And it's got... I like little tiny things. Maybe that's my thing. Little tiny cute things.
That way it makes you feel giant.
They gave us a Oscar Wienermobile. What's it called? Oscar Mayer Wiener whistle. What words are coming out of my mouth right now? I don't even know. Oscar Mayer, take 2. Okay.
No. We're totally putting that in there.
No! Okay, let me start over. Before we left, I'm going to get this right. Before we left, they gave us a wiener whistle.
Yes.
Okay, they gave us a wiener whistle, which was super cool and so cute. So, ready? We're going to blow at the same time.
Go.
1, 2, 3. Did you blow it right in?
Did I?
I think your mouth was covering this hole. The air has to come out of here. There we go. So, we saw the Wienermobile. It was outside of Exploration Place.
Yes.
Downtown. And so, I love those. That's a small thing that excites me because I feel like it's like the ice cream truck, but better.
It's a bit of that nostalgia.
And it's not something that you see all the time.
Yeah.
But leading to stickers, so I talked about this one. So I love fun, quirky stickers. Also, I love reading Rainbow, which we might have to do another episode about like childhood TV shows. Yeah. Well, we'll save that for later. But which I accidentally have a frog theme, and you'll see here in a minute. I love stickers. One of the fun places to get really cute, quirky stickers is the Workroom downtown, and then Lucinda's over in Old Town. Every time I go in, I say, oh, I'm not looking for anything, or I'm not going to buy anything, and
then cut the Charity going through the little basket full of stickers.
It's like a basket. Oh, Paramount also has stickers. A little antique store on Woodlawn and Woodlawn and 13th. Right?
Yes, Woodlawn 13th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Paramount. So those are the 3 places that I have gotten stickers from. So I love
Speaking of stickers, you might as well show them your...
Should we? Are we saving the big items for last? I guess we're going to go out of order.
Well, and she already has stickers on there anyway, so it's kind of a segue.
That's true. So another segue. I love water bottles, and I already know I have way too many. And summer's coming up, and I am almost going to guarantee that I'll probably buy at least 2 water bottles this summer. But this is not a Stanley cup, but it is a Stanley-like cup.
It has Stanley tendencies.
Yes, it does the same purpose, keeps the water cold and all that. And I feel like this is a little more hefty, a little bigger.
I feel like for cups like that, you kind of want to have a little bit of weight to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But all around, you can see I decorated it myself. Collection of stickers, and I have to wash this very carefully because I don't want the stickers to peel. And some of them are very nostalgic, so I got Book It, which I wish there was like adult Book It, and I don't know if that's ever going to come back. Yeah. And then shout out to Tallgrass again, stubbornly independent sticker that I got, who knows however long ago. Also the monkeys!
Hey, we're the monkeys.
Yes, now my dad gave me this one, and I don't know where he got it from. But I love
they're really cool caricatures, though.
Yes. Mickey Dolenz is on TikTok now. How cool is that? Love that.
That's right.
And then I got a lot of Bob Ross stickers. And then this Wichita sticker, I took the ICT Skyline Pledge. So this is a Wichita specific joke, but very often when graphic designers are having to put a Wichita skyline in stuff on t-shirts or billboards or whatever, there's a specific building downtown that is known in Wichita, the Epic Center, and it goes at a slant. And so usually when you're doing a skyline of just regular buildings, you know, it's various rectangular shapes. Yeah. But if you're doing Wichita specific, now you'll know to look. If there is a graphic that has 2 of those buildings in it, then that is incorrect. So they did this whole video thing that I took the ICT Skyline Pledge, which means that whenever you design something, you're only going to have 1 of those buildings in there.
Well, a little tidbit, there was supposed to have been 2 buildings built back in the day, and they only did the 1.
Yes, but don't put it in there because we don't have to.
We don't have to.
Yeah, you can't design a graphic on wishful thinking, saying, "Oh, we were supposed to have 2,
and then we did."
That's not how life works.
So I talked about Charlie Brown in episode 2, which is called
Tough Steak. Yeah.
If you don't understand the reference, you gotta listen to episode 2 of Bobbleheads on the Dash. But in the episode, I talk about I enjoy Charlie Brown. We were talking about like childhood cartoons and stuff like that. So, but I figure it kind of works in this instance too because they really make me happy. I really enjoy it. I can quote a lot of it, and it has taught me about. It's taught me a lot about history and just art in general. So you can see here the little container that these DVDs are in is actually.
Take these out.
I guess we could take those out.
Show it in all its glory, and then we'll talk about the DVDs.
It's a Charlie Brown 10 lunchbox, and admittedly, I'm trying to remember. I know it was a Christmas present, I believe. I know I have a couple of other 10 lunchboxes. Like I had a Charlie's Angels one, and the DVD box set was actually inside the lunchbox. I'm trying to remember if there was some Charlie Brown trinkets in here. I don't fully remember, but I still have the 10. It's a really nice decoration. Peanuts everywhere. You can't miss it. It makes a very lunchbox sound.
You can hear her coming for sure.
You can't miss it. I need to do like on TV where you put in like your sandwich and your stuff, and I sit on top of a scaffold in the 1930s. So that way, you know, when
That's really specific.
It's very specific, but you know the photograph. You've seen that before.
With all the construction that's happening around town, that might be a possibility. So if you're driving around town and you see a little Wee Harmon sister shirt with her lunch pail munching on a sandwich.
Wearing a yellow construction hat.
Yeah.
You know.
Tell her to get down.
Because safety first.
You're not supposed to be up there.
Actually, what's using it to elevate this is the Peanuts movie, which...
That's 2013?
I believe it was
2010.
Actually, it was 2015, so 10 years ago this year, which is crazy. It's been 10 years.
Yeah.
And I definitely did sit front and center when the movie came out. I'm not ashamed of that. So, but yeah. So, and then I'll show these other DVDs here. So, like I said, this stuff dates back to when I was a kid. Also, I had mentioned in episode 2 about This Is America, Charlie Brown. So,
we used to have all these in VHS back in the day.
Yes. Yeah. But now we have it on old school DVDs because
I know, which is still old fashioned now, but.
But you know what? It still plays. I still prefer disc over VHSs. And as weird as I think they are trying to bring VHSs back, I'm like, if you want to, go ahead. I don't miss not having that. But everything here is all historic. You know, it's just telling the story of like Abraham Lincoln and the Wright brothers and going to the Smithsonian. It's really great stuff. Snoopy's reunion.
Oh, that was a cute episode.
It's really cute. There's a few inconsistencies. If you guys are really into Charlie Brown and you want to hear about, you know, Snoopy's origin story, there's like a few of them.
That's true.
But at least for this one,
also the story of how Charlie Brown got Snoopy in the first place.
Yeah.
There's 2 different stories too.
So, but this one is like a full episode of what we are supposed to believe is how Charlie Brown got Snoopy. And
really quick. Now I know you can name it, but let's show off. Okay, so
actually, you might know more of these than I do. Okay, so we have Spike, which that's the one you always see, the very skinny one. Spike, and then let's see, I'm not sure which one.
Well, this one, if his ears were brown, this one would be Rover.
That's right. That's Marbles.
And
then we have the chubby one's Olaf.
Andy.
Are the 2 sisters?
Belle and Molly?
Well, Belle has the blue dress.
Okay, so Belle blue. So Belle, Molly, Olaf, and Snoopy.
And then we have A Boy Named Charlie Brown, which is their first feature-length film. So trippy. Well, what year did it come out? I think it came out in 1969.
Yeah, I think that explains a lot.
Yeah, 1969. It definitely looks like
Which is the year of Woodstock.
Yes. Yeah. And in case you guys don't know, Woodstock the bird is named after Woodstock, the experience. So, but it's an interesting movie. That's all I'm going to say about that.
So if you want more information, too bad.
Watch it yourself. All right, so that's my 2 cents on Charlie Brown.
Okay, so I'm going to... Oh, I skipped this little guy. Okay, let's go back to the frog thing. Okay, so if you follow my personal TikTok, Sara and Charity, actually, I think we posted on We Harmon Sisters as well, right?
For St. Patrick's
Day?
Yes.
I did a St. Patrick's Day, and I was like, well, what do you do on St. Patrick's Day if you don't drink, you know? So I went out around town and just did a bunch of random fun things. So I don't know if you got it was a quick shot. It was kind of a sort of a close-up, but I went into Lucinda's and I found these little, there were snakes and frogs, but I thought the frog was cute. And I wouldn't have gotten this frog, but the crown is what did it. Because it was like my little frog prince. He just you know, I haven't kissed him yet, but if I do kiss him, he might turn into a prince.
Yeah, a rubber one, I guess.
Yeah.
We have amphibian royalty here.
But I just thought that was super cute. Okay, so now that we've gotten to the frogs.
Yes.
So...
let's park the waters here.
A couple months ago, unfortunately, we found out that Party City was closing down. Mm-hmm. But like any person that finds out that something's closing down, you go and see what's on sale because you're never going to have a chance to do that again. Mm-hmm. So we saw these little frogs, and obviously they're super cute. I mean, they're doing little handstands. So how cute is that? And their little faces, oh, so cute. But let me show you why we were easily excited about this.
Here we go.
Ready for this?
Yeah. Okay, on your mark, get set, go!
Oh, I'm winning! Why are they turning?
They're going off on their own little day. They're like, forget this.
Let's see. And I win! Okay. Oh, a rematch? Wait, you can't rematch without me.
Okay, fine. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna do it all the way. Okay, you ready?
Okay. Hopefully these don't fall off the tear. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
Ah!
Oh, you set it up 2 inches ahead of mine.
I actually just...
You see how she cheats? She's like, oh, my frog fell. I'm gonna put it 3 feet in front of yours.
It's still veering toward me. So.
You're in the way.
You gotta move Bobblehead Sara for this. Oh wow, this one's turning around. Quick.
They're slowing down. And I still win because I have integrity on my side.
Wait, what? What is that even?
Because you sat yours down and then like, oh, it fell. And you're like, you know what? Let me set it here.
I did not topple it over. It fell fair and square.
Okay, it fell fair and square. Anyways, that's just one of the things. Like I said at the beginning, you know, when you're an adult and you have adult money.
Yeah.
And
and then you want to spend 2 cents on this.
Like you work 40 hours a week and you pay your bills and you do all that stuff, and every once in a while you're like, you know what? I want to buy something random for me to make me feel human, to make me feel happy and excited. And so because of that, I bought a 50-cent frog. Because after you pay your rent, how much is left? Enough to buy a frog.
Oh my gosh. But
anyway.
And also it reminds me, you've probably seen these, it's like the chattering teeth.
Yes.
And so that's what that reminds me of, because I grew up having a couple of those, and it's like... And so
it's like what? It's like what?
It's like if Jimmy Durante had false teeth. That's another specific reference, because I'm always going to give random obscure references, and somebody somewhere in the ether will enjoy it.
Only TCM people would understand that, or
yeah.
You know, general classic movie fans.
All right. I guess I'll talk about, since I already showcased this while the frog was about to swoop under it.
That's true. Oh, if you saw our promo for Pillow Talk, we actually used this as one of our props.
And if you watch one of our on-location episodes, it was one of the Christmas ones, one of the Harmon holidays.
Yes.
And we actually bought this at one of the women's holiday bazaars at Century 2. So it's a telephone purse. And the telephone actually works, which is really cool. So, you know, this is also very old school, because who has telephones like this anymore? But the handle is also the phone, has the good old school coil, if you can see. And what's really cool is that
it's not an actual phone. Like, you can't dial.
No, you can't dial it. However, one of the coils actually connects to a phone jack. You can connect. You can connect your smartphone to the jack, and then you can actually, you know, use it to hear it on here. So it's like connecting a phone to the phone to get the old school phone experience. So, but I like this concept. Admittedly, I bought it as a novelty. I still am not really planning on, like, you know, taking it around, you know.
For this kind of purse, you need the right kind of event for it.
Yes.
To wear it.
Yeah. It's definitely for very special occasions.
This is from the booth. It's personal. P-U-R-S-E.
Personal.
Yes,
very
it's
clever.
personal. So shout out to that. Yeah. If she comes back next Christmas, I think I might, because there's a lot of other purses that I didn't have money for at the time.
Very unique.
Yeah, there's a guitar. There was an owl. It's personal. I don't know if you're on TikTok or Instagram. We'll have to tag you, but if you come back for Christmas, bring the owl purse back.
Or you might have to make another one, because that one might have already been sold.
That's true. Make another owl purse. Order one. I will be back, and I will look for your booth, because I loved the owl.
Hello, what's that? There's another one on order? We'll be right there.
Hello, it's personal.
Long distance. I was like, number players. That's an operator joke that, again, not everybody's going to get. But, yeah, I mainly bought it just for the novelty of it. So, it's not practical, but not everything you get has to have a practicality to it. It's just, sometimes I like having things just to say that I have it. So, yeah. So that's
what a collection is.
That is what a collection is.
Okay, I feel like I should have done this one first, because that's a really good one to end on. But I've got one more as our last display. So when I moved into my first apartment, I bought a lot of things ahead of time, so that way I wouldn't have to spend money, like a big chunk of money, just buying things up front. Yeah. And so I went around and found a lot of like clearance items, because it's cheap. Mm-hmm. So one of the random things I would find is like clearance items from like birthdays or holidays or whatever, and there's a big shopping cart full of napkins of various events. And so I was like, well, that would be kind of cool. You know, instead of just getting a bag of boring napkins from a napkin holder, let me just get some of these, and then once I run out, then I'll get the boring napkins like a good adult should. I have never bought boring napkins since then. I continue to buy fun, really weird napkins. We just finished the Easter holiday. How cute is this? Little Easter Peeps.
Those are cute.
Yeah, and like I don't really like Peeps, but I like the way they look. I think they're super cute. Yeah, like if I had Peeps, I would just let them sit on display because eating them would be...
It'd be like a jack-o'-lantern. You just let it sit there until it rots. And it's really cute while you still have it. And then by then you're going to have like shrunken Peeps. They're going to be like all disfigured. Be like, oh man, I guess it's time to finally throw it away.
Sorry Peeps if you're watching. They are gross, but they're very cute. So,
that's a great slogan. Gross, but very cute.
50% points on that. And, since we're on the topic of Easter, these are rabbit napkins.
That's actually pretty cute.
How cute is that? And like, most of my napkins are just regular square shaped like this, but this is actually cut out in the shape of a little rabbit. Like, I kind of don't even want to open them because I don't want to smear like pasta sauce on it and throw them away. But like, how cute, So a lot of the things that make me happy actually have to do with animals, and I'm actually just not realizing that. With all this, with the frogs and the bear, and I got the little frog sticker here for the tea, and some other things that didn't even make it to the episode. But like, I love animal things, I love little cute things, and I love just little things that make me happy.
Yeah.
Like I said at the beginning, find joy where you can, because sometimes it's kind of hard to find. So if you get happy with a little napkin or some stickers or a frog with a crown, go for it.
I will ask one question before we get out of here.
Yes.
What is something that you don't have right now that you would like to have that would add
a husband?
That's not a simple thrill.
Should we cut that out?
No, we're keeping that. A simple thrill. A husband. What a novelty. A man in the house.
A man with a British accent who serves me tea every morning.
Well, actually, heck, if that's the case, if we're just giving
are we just going to manifest? Is this the manifesting part of each episode at the end?
Because
what do we want?
Because I too would love a British gentleman, so they need to come in pairs.
So if there's a podcast out there called We British Brothers, we tag them. Actually, I don't even know if that's... I should have looked and see if that was a page before I even said
Be like blokes on the dash.
What do they call a dash in England?
I don't know.
I know the trunk is the boot.
Yeah.
The hood is the bonnet.
Yeah.
They drive on the other side. Petrol is gas.
Nappy's a diaper.
That has nothing to do with cars, but okay.
No, I'm just saying.
Thanks for that extra tidbit.
I don't know. So okay, I guess we'll get some of that.
Okay, we can re-edit. Okay,
no,
what was your question?
I want to keep each and everything in here, just so we know where our minds are at right now. Okay. So until we're able to
manifest the husbands,
get the novelty of husbandry. What object that you can afford right now that you can get at a store that's a trinket that's not human?
Okay, you gotta get real specific.
Yeah.
Okay, something that I want now that is a trinket,
or just something that would add to your collection of simple thrills that you would like to have.
Oh, I don't know if I have anything small. Everything that's coming to mind right now is large and expensive.
Okay. At least give that then.
Okay. So a few years ago, I started taking violin lessons.
Oh, yes.
And unfortunately, I had to end those because at the time I was working 5 jobs at once, just trying to pay bills. And I pulled out my violin about a month or 2 ago, and it's not in good shape. It's traveled with me to different places that I've been. And it doesn't really sound that good. And maybe it's not beyond repair. I don't know enough about violins to be like, oh, that can be fixed. But as far as I know, in my novice opinion, my violin is not in great repair. So if I could get a new violin or get my violin fixed and then find someone to teach me violin, that would be a big thrill for me because I never wanted to give it up anyway. It's not a trinket and I can't buy it at a store, so I didn't answer your question. But when you asked that, my mind immediately went to the big thing. So maybe I'll get back to you on that if I can think of a small trinket.
I want a pipe. I have always wanted a pipe.
You don't even smoke.
No, it's not for the sake of smoking. I just want to have a pipe for the sake of saying I have a pipe. It's like, maybe it's a bit Sherlock Holmes of me. It could be a bit of, I've watched a lot of old movies and I feel like it's very distinguished, And so, but the thing is, I want to
I
find...
can get you one you can blow some bubbles out of.
Well, here's the thing. It's very specific. I want to find a pipe that looks like a real smoking tobacco pipe, but it does blow bubbles. That's a novelty. That's something. That's something I can put. I'll put within my telephonic purse, and then I'll be like, "Oh, what's that? I need to do this," and then I do, and then bubbles will start coming out. You know.
Okay, so for all the people that actually smoke a pipe, did you see her little guppy fish impression she just did? Because apparently that's what she thinks you look like.
I mean, you're not sucking. It's not like a straw. You're like, you're not doing that. You're like, whatever. But enough for me just to have one in my hand and just to hold it and just feel like I need like a dinner jacket and an ascot and I don't know, a sherry in my hand. But it's a fancy pipe. It looks like a real pipe, but it blows bubbles. Also, I've never had honeycomb, like honey from Honeycomb before, so I feel like that'd be a simple thrill too. Two very different things. I want honey. I want some honeycomb and a pipe, not necessarily in that order.
Okay. Okay, now I feel like I need to redo mine. Okay, I will redo mine.
I want a man.
I did not say it like that.
I want me a British man, and then I want him to give me teeth and wear a bowler hat and carry a and say, "Oh, Royal Majesty," and all those words, catchphrases that have become stereotypes.
The longer you talk, the less likely I have a chance of finding one now. Yeah. Okay. Oh, here come the tears. Okay.
My work here is done.
Okay, so I'm gonna redo mine so that because mine got like real deep and personal of like secret desires that I want.
No, we can include both because I think it's fun.
Okay, since we were on the topic of like England and stuff, on Instagram, and I should have saved the page, I saw a snow globe. And it was like a
big ornate one.
Yeah, like a collector type snow globe. And it had the London skyline, so you could see Big Ben and there's the London Eye and stuff. And it wasn't snow, it was kind of like shimmery, glittery.
Oh, very magical.
Yeah. And then it kind of looked like that Peter Pan snow globe I have where it had like things around it. Yeah. So like around the bottom of it, it had the double-decker bus and like Trafalgar Square. Like it was really, really cool. Yeah. So I guess that's not really a trinket, but it's something that can be purchased at a store or handmade. So that's what I want. And on that note, we should probably end.
because we haven't gotten weird in this episode at all.